Sorry, I normally like to do a cool montage of all the levels before a ranking video, but they kinda already made an official one, and I don't really see myself beating that. I'm not gonna waste your time, you know what you clicked on, but please trust me, we'll get there, so if you can help it, don't just skip to the end of the video. And really quickly, I just want to highlight that I'm not very musically savant. I have opinions on what music I like and don't like, but I'm not going to pretend like I know how to properly critique music. So this video is largely going to be about the Geometry Dash levels. Also, unsight-readable gameplay does not equal bad gameplay. Bad gameplay is when something still feels awkward or unfun after you learn it, not before. Okay, so funny story about number 12. If y'all don't know, Sparky is a Discord bot developed by Viper that basically gives you a picture of a level. When you guess it, you get points you can use to go gambling. It's a whole thing. So I was playing this when event levels were rolled into the roster, and I beat the levels when they released, so I recognized them all in the Sparky bot pretty easily. Except Retrospective. That's the only level where I saw a picture and was like, I never played this before. That's honestly the whole reason this level's at the bottom spot, even though I think it's super underrated and probably better than the 2 levels above it. People complained a lot about this level being unsight-readable, when it literally has like the most sight-readable gameplay out of all the non-demons except the Back on Track remake. It's got its quirks, like you have to hold these dash orbs for longer than you think you do, but at least it isn't vertical gameplay. This level is also visually gorgeous. I love the transition where everything flies out of the earth and floats around in some kind of singularity. And for being a more traditional effect level, it's got some great colors and lots of really smooth and polished effects. Kinda funny that I spent the whole time on the worst level talking about why it's better than the other levels. But honestly, the things I like about it were much more interesting than the things I don't like, so why don't we just leave it at that and move on. Number 11, Geometry. A lot of people seem to agree this is one of the weaker levels, and I think that's kinda fair, but the level is also pretty underrated in some aspects. The gameplay isn't even that bad for the most part. The drop is actually really fun in my opinion. People are just allergic to vertical gameplay. Anyway, most of the levels from this album were designed with very specific colors in mind to match the genre of the song. Geometry, the song, is a melodic house song, which is represented by a yellow equalizer on NCS. So the level Geometry is yellow to build off this. And it's clearly not as versatile as Retrospective's minty color scheme, but it's got plenty of great things going for it too. I really like the drop with the fireworks and how the block designs are made out of constellations. And the city backgrounds are really pretty, especially in the vertical part. Honestly, I like that the worst thing about this level is just the vertical gameplay. Despite it being in 11th place for me, there's honestly very little I would change about it. The thing about an album like this is that if every single level had the same strengths, then there wouldn't be any way to cover their weaknesses. My favorite levels from this album still have weaknesses, but levels like this and Retrospective make up for that with their own strengths, albeit in a more modest way. These levels and songs are a lot more chill, fun, relaxing even, so I don't mind that these levels are weaker in some aspects because they still feel kind of irreplaceable if I'm being honest. Even though Button Masher is going to be first place, I swear Skyline Part 2 making 10th is going to be the most controversial opinion of this video. And gonna be honest, that spot is almost entirely because of the absolutely nauseating camera during the drop. My favorite part of this level is definitely this one sliding wave part. I love how the structure wobbles. It's really uncomfortable, but in a good way. It kind of feels like you're dangling in midair. And visually, the sky gradients in this level are gorgeous, and the city backgrounds are so clean compared to Geometry. I love how the reflection of the light shines across the windows, and the ending with the ships flying through the city is such a fun ending to the level. If only it wasn't accompanied by the goddamn max-level audio visualizer from Eternal Towers of Hell. Number 9, Back on Dash. Audio-visual is quickly proving to be one of the champions of 2.2, with their levels having very clean designs but still very striking effects and fun gameplay, and Back on Dash is no exception. This level shows just how well Geometry Dash and No Copyright Sounds music can work together. At its core, this is classic Geometry Dash, but it's got a totally modern look and feel while still holding on to that nostalgia factor. In my opinion, this level represents the best of the past and future of Geometry Dash, and I think that's why so many people love it. But there is one major drawback, though it's not really the level's fault. While I love the analogy of this level feeling like the collision between two different worlds, it only really works on the Geometry Dash side. I can't imagine a lot of people in the NCS community connect with this level or the song in the same way. If only there was another level in the album that had the same theme of worlds collide that both communities could resonate with. Number 8, Boogie. I don't know why this is considered a bonus track when there's 3 more songs in the album that don't have event levels. It messes up my cool number system, but whatever, I guess. Anyway, this level's weird. Almost every element of this level feels like a double-edged sword, making it really hard to talk about. It's full of fun references and bouncy, colorful animation, but it moves so fast you don't get a chance to appreciate all that detail unless you're watching a video. But on the other hand, I also think just the sheer rush of energy is fun in its own way. Like, the player icon is still animated, so it's fun to just spam in some parts and see what happens, which makes the level much more engaging than your average 2-star. And I don't lose much out of not seeing the references because I don't even recognize most of them in the first place, other than Minecraft and Neon Cat. Number 7, Ruins. I really thought that this would be ranked higher when I started the video, but no, I'm shocked that it didn't even crack the top half. The level has a very whimsical feel despite having very loud and explosive background effects. And can we look at some of those in detail? The way the cube glitches out in this transition is incredible, and I think this might be the only level where you can see the icon you get for the code inside the level. And the rune statue dude shoots laser eyes that destroy some of the blocks, and it's literally holding your ball. This level is absolutely mesmerizing to play, and there's a reason why it won my poll by such a large margin. Even against levels that I thought were gonna beat it, like number 6, Cheat Codes, the second collaboration between Whirl and Tokyo Machine. First you're in the city, everything's fun, up until aliens show up in a crazy cinematic scene right out of Independence Day. The aliens abduct you and are prepared to cut you open in a really badass transition. But luckily the cube manages to break out after installing some cheat codes. Jokes aside, the navigation UI has some fun details, like showing a map of the spaceship and a heart rate monitor that syncs with noises in the song. The boss fight in this level really stands out since it's the only event level to have one, but the gameplay is also perfectly readable thanks to the lovely indicator on the side. I also like that the alien UFOs are used as part of the gameplay in the city part, and the escape sequence is a really fun ending to the level. Number 5, Citadel. The song sounds like it has sound effects built into it that affect pieces of the level, like these lightning flashes, one of which actually singes the red orb you hit, and one of which strikes a tombstone that says "RIP you," and that's how you spawn into the level. That's hilarious. This level has great sync and lots of moving props, and a great sense of scale as you go through the entire castle. Even in the background with the spike balls flying off them ramps, how many levels do stuff like this? And the split screen effect is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in 2.2. It's a really creative obstacle that challenges the way you read the gameplay. And very thankfully, unlike a certain other subwoofer castle level, this one doesn't scam you out of the coins. Instead, it scams you by having another vertical shit part. Number 4, Noelle Electra. The reason why I like this style of gameplay so much is because it almost feels like the song is like sound effects for your inputs. They are loud, powerful inputs as literally the entire world falls apart around you. And there's a great sense of euphoria that comes from the feeling that you're causing the destruction. Is it sight readable? Hell no. But like I said at the start of the video, it doesn't matter if it's sight readable or not, it still feels amazing and satisfying to actually play. If you hate this level, that's fine, but I hope we can at least agree on one thing. Skipping the last 4 orbs is very funny. Number 3, Backstreet Boy. I don't like to use this word often, but this level was absolutely fucking robbed. It only had 3 days in the spotlight as an event level, whereas most other levels had a week. If I had to put on my conspiracy theory hat, I'd guess it's because they wanted Noelle Electra to be released by Christmas. So they gave this level the Parasite treatment, like yay, here's your award, now hurry up and get off the stage. But in spite of this, the level still got nominated in the 2024 awards, even over Duckstep, which I think is very deserved. It has a lot of references to past event levels, some obvious and some a lot more clever. And the whole 90s aesthetic of this level and the song is so much fun. Granted, I wasn't alive in the 90s, so I have no idea how accurately this level and song represent that time period. But even if every single 90s reference was wrong and they're all from like the 1200s or something, who the hell cares? This level's fun. The wall jump gimmick is a lot smoother than some platformer levels have been able to do, and hiding a coin there is just perfect, honestly. It encourages you to get creative with the wall jumping, so it feels very integrated with the level instead of being like, oh, here's a curved wave for 3 seconds. Number 2, Duckstep. Okay, y'all know I don't have the best relationship with Knott's levels. Gateway to the 5th dimension? Holy crap, I was supposed to keep holding. Oh, what the hell? But the way Knott's built a level around a song like this is a science that needs to be studied. First of all, I love how the song has, like, chorus vocals in it. It kinda sounds like the ducks are actually singing the song. And the level has so many satisfying moments of visual sync, like in this part where the cues pop in accordance with the quacks. And I love how the teleport pads are used in the shit part, and even little things like the little camera movements syncing with the dubstep noises. I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. And I love how this level is themed around, like, a pool. We get to see the blueprints, the pipe network, and this part literally feels like you're underwater. And this level just has a ton of fun, goofy little visual gags in it, like this duck with an absurdly long nose, and how the big mecha duck is actually being piloted by a regular duck. And finally, with the worst transition in the world, number 1, the best event level we've ever gotten is... Anyway, just in case you skipped to the end even though I told you not to, asshole, I mentioned how Back on Dash was a great opening level because it displays just how well Geometry Dash and No Copyright Sounds music can work together. But this level kicks that up to 11 by having the level literally start inside a video game machine, then breaking out of it and going into the arcade with all the other machines. This level is the embodiment of a collaboration between NCS and GD, in the sense that it literally feels like both halves of this level represent each community. The super fun arcade with all the different music and fun, colorful visuals represents No Copyright Sounds, and the pixel block world represents Geometry Dash. It's important to remember that not everyone seeing this level actually plays Geometry Dash. NCS has its own bustling community. So when they look at something like Boogie, it might not feel like Geometry Dash to them. But the entire idea behind the event is bringing the two worlds together. So Geometry Dash needed a way to prove itself to the NCS community. NCS listeners probably don't connect with Back on Track like the GD community does, but even they probably know what Dash looks like. So for people who've never played the game before, Button Masher looks more like Geometry Dash than almost every other level in the album. But then it literally and metaphorically breaks out of those expectations into the rest of the world. This is the exact same game as this, and it's something that really needs to be seen to be believed. And Button Masher is the only level in the album where you can actually see it before you get to believe it. Would this level have been rated Mythic if it had been made by one small creator? Probably not. But that's exactly it. It wasn't made by one small creator. It's a huge collaboration between so many creators and artists. This level isn't just a random pixel-styled level you'd find in the Feature tab. It's a celebration of one of the biggest events in Geometry Dash history. While I'm not the best person to review levels with such a heavy focus on the music, I hope at least everyone who watched this had at least some kind of takeaway from this video. Thanks for being here, and here's to hoping Volume 2 is just as good.